thing about this beautiful burden of a city, it can really make a guy thirsty. Lucky for me, I've got a connection.
I'm not a guy you would ever lay a safe bet on to find hanging around a West Side playground. But alas, we don't pick our problems. Our problems, they usually pick us. My day's dilemma came in the form of a nasty little half-pint of terror named Reginald, my 8-year-old nephew. The blood we share I was near inclined to spill by opening my veins after spending the better part of an otherwise promising day with him. My sister asked if I could mind the monster for an afternoon. She once talked me out of marrying a woman who ended up killing the man that finally bought in, so suffice to say, it was time to make good and return the favor. If he gets out of line, you could always drive him up to Yonkers, drop him off, and see if he makes his way back, she suggested. It was nice to have options. I said yes. Who knew regret could be spelled with 3 letters? There's something in the laughter of young boys that kind of makes you sick. You hear that cacophony of budding disdain, and you know one day they will grow up with designs on ruining the world. A group played tag under an autumn sun that illuminated their utter contempt for one another. While proud mommies muttered amongst themselves about being blessed and oh so very fortunate, I sensed a hierarchy forming. Fat ones and frail ones, 4-eyed and toothless ones. Reginald assessed before he assumed his position. He was looking to consume the weak from the moment we saw swings, and he'd take my last dime for an egg cream to wash it all down after. Reggie was ravenous for the fear of others. I could see it in his eyes as he plotted course. He offered candy to the fat ones, kicked the frail ones, stole glasses from 4 eyes, and told the toothless to watch the fat ones chew, and chew, and chew, and chew. I hated him, but I could sense the absolute obvious. This was a kid that was going places. Watching the bloodlust reminded me there was an election happening. One of the candidates, Carl Struck, up and disappeared into thin air just a couple weeks prior. Be a service to the country if they all followed suit. I hate politics almost as much as I hate children. I needed the great equalizer if I was going to play their game. I'd cast my vote, but it was going to take some liquid courage. I could throw back a few old fashions as per usual after I punched out with Reggie, but unlike the tired candidates up for election, in the democracy of drinking, I could vote for real change. Change that would come with one quick phone call.
Greetings, ladies and listeners. This is your operator, here to connect you to a connected cocktail.
An old-fashioned with a switch. We call this one an Instigator. We will celebrate the old-fashioned's constitution and then quite literally burn it. Let's begin, shall we? First, chill a glass in the icebox. I recommend Crystal. Let's make our forefathers proud and drink distinguished, respecting the nectar of our fruited plains. Next, we are going to make a complex sweetener, a burnt sugar syrup. A cup of sugar on low-medium burner, heated and stirred until it darkens to a deep brown. The melted sugar will begin to bubble. Take it off flame. Add 3/4 cup of hot water to the mixture, averting line of fire. The liquid will fuss and fury when it hits that heat. Let's keep casualties to a minimum. The liquid should rest till cool. This next part calls for a flame. For a modest investment, you can purchase a handy culinary torch. I say do, and you'll be glad you did. Rather dramatic, I know, but also rather fun. Create a small mound of cinnamon on a safe surface. I recommend a patch of aluminum foil. Touch flame to the cinnamon. As it starts to heat and smoke up well, you will take that chilled glass and place it over the smolder. Let it rest on the top for a good bit as you ready the rest of your ingredients. Lift the glass off the smolder. Be sure not to get lost in the spectacle of that slow, icy smoke as it spills over the sides. There is more work to be done. Pour 1/2 ounce of that burnt sugar syrup into the glass, along with a few dashes of chocolate bitters. Add maraschino cherry. Now for your spirit. Bourbon, the good stuff, like the esteemed Mr. Struck would drink. Jigger, big side, pour. So nice you're gonna go ahead and do it twice. And even 3 gorgeous ounces of that liquid gold. Start gently with your stir, add a couple of rocks, stir more. Garnish with an orange rind and you are ready to salute, ladies and listeners. From ears to cheers, I raise my glass. This is your operator, saying though we may be separated by wires, distance, and possibly even decades, may we take a sip in solidarity. Disconnecting. Good night.